In educational research, selecting and defining a research topic is the first step of applying the scientific method. In this chapter, we will discuss the three main points. First, identifying a research topic. Second, reviewing the literature. And third, developing and stating hypotheses. For identifying a topic, research, we have to focus to be study and define a manageable size. It provides structure for the step in the scientific method. It is a thread that binds everything in our research. It is discussed in many ways, like research question, research problem, and purpose of research. There are four sources for identifying research topic. The first source is theory. Theory, in fact, is an organized body of concept, generalization, and principle that can be subject to investigation. Theory provides conceptually rich topic. It also provides confirmation of some aspect of the theory. For example, Jean Piaget developed the theory of the children thinking, and he gave the four stages. The first stage is sensometry meter, in which the age of children is from birth to 2 years. The second stage is pre-operational stage, in which he defined the age of children from 2 to 7 years. The third stage is concrete stage, in which he defined the age of children is 7 to 11 years. And the last and fourth stage is operational stage, in which the children have age 11 year and older. So this is a theory. No, based upon from this theory, we can develop our own topic. The second source of identifying topic is personal experience. In everyday life, we teach the children and student, and then we find many problems. For example, the most of the students, they do not understand the science by reading the book. So we then think and we ask the question to ourselves, why our students are not learning the science properly? So we conduct the experiment. We provide any other thing like the simulation for conceptual understanding of the student. So, based upon our personal experience, we can improve our teaching and learning of our student by conducting the research based upon our experience. The third source is replication. Replication means if some people have conducting the research and he find his finding are different. For example, I have already discussed the Jean Piaget theory, and he gave the four stages. And if we repeat his theory in other setting, for example, he conducting the research in any United States and European country, and we repeat the same research in South Asian country, and then we verify theory, and it might be possible our result may be same or different in such kind of the research that Piaget conducted. The last A source of finding research is library immersion. In library, you can find the lot of book and handbook in education research. You can read the book. Moreover, you can also learn so many things from the online resources like Twitter, uh, emails, Facebook, uh, ResearchGate, and there you can identify the topic. So students should not worry about it, and they try to find the topic, identify the topic of research. Next stage is how can we narrow our topic? Narrow and focus the topic. Three problems with broad topic. First, enlarge the scope of the review of the literature beyond reason. Next step is complicate the organization of the review of the literature itself. And third, create studies that are too general, too difficult to carry out, and too difficult to interpretation. So at the stage of identifying the topic, we have to keep in mind these three problems. Uh, uh, we have some suggestion for narrowing the topic. First suggestion is that you should talk to expert in your field. For example, your professor in your college or university, let me in which you are learning in the coursework, and those professor has been selecting your research committee, or you have chosen them the research committee, and most of the time in the committee one person who work as the design specialist. The design specialist can help you for finding the search topic and identifying topic. Moreover, you can also discuss with the researcher in your area and they can help you. And you should also read secondary sources that provide overview of topic like handbook in education research, encyclopedia, and journal review. And these are handbook, encyclopedia, and review journal provide you the best knowledge for identifying the topic. For identify topic, as you know that there are two type of research, quantitative studies and qualitative study. Qualitative and quantitative study are different when a topic is narrowed. In quantitative study, tend to narrow the topic initially. Uh, I mean, you have to decide initial stage. You have about your third topic, whereas in qualitative study, tend to narrow the topic through the research process is itself. So whenever during your search you will find and you can modify your search topic. Uh, for identifying a research topic, there are some researchable and non-researchable topics. The researchable topic can be investigated through the collection and analysis of the data that you have collected for your study. Such a topic have a theoretical or practical significance. Researchable topic have been conducted ethically. Researchable topic contribute the education process, and moreover, researchable topic can be adequately researched given the expertise, resources, and time constant of the research. So, first of all, you have to decide whether your topic is researchable or non-researchable. Now, I will also share some topics that are non-researchable topics. Non-researchable topics address philosophical thought or ethical issue. Non-researchable topic cannot be resolved through the collection and analysis of data. Non-reserved topic address should question. Ultimately, there are matter of opinion. So, if you have an opinion-based topic should not we could not reach our conclusion. So we could not conduct the research. The next point is formal statement of quantitative research topic. Identify the variable of trust. Describe the specific relation between the variable. Identify the nature of the participant. For example, you are going to conduct research use of simulation in classroom uh, and teacher efficacy effect on the student achievement. Here, use of the simulation and efficacy, they are independent variable and student achievement is the dependent variable, and you would like to conduct this research with the science teacher of the New York. So in such kinds of statement, you can have the variable, independent variable, and dependent variable. Then you find the relation between the independent variable and dependent variable, and then the nature of your participant or the teacher who are teaching science in specific area like the New York. The formal statement of qualitative research topic emerged over the course of study. It began as initial statements that tend to be stated as a general issue or concern. The formal state of qualitative research become focused as more is learned about the context, participant, and phenomena of interest. The formal state of a qualitative research topic is typically stated late in the written study. Next stage is literature review. The review of literature involves the systematic identification, location, and analysis of document containing information related to such problem. For this purpose, you will read the research article, dissertation, thesis that are relevant to your research areas. The function of literature review determine what has been done already in your research. So you will be familiar. It provides insight necessary to develop a logical framework into which your topic fit. Function of literature review provide the rationale for the hypothesis being investigated and the justification of the significance of the study. Functional literature also identify potentially useful methodology strategy. It facilitates the interpretation of the result. So these are five are the function of the literature review. General recommendation for the scope of the literature review, it should not be good, does not mean better. General recommendation for is heavily research topic provide enough reference to focus only on major study. Lesser research topic require reviewing and study related in some meaningful way, even if this means searching related field. There are four stages when conducting a literature review. So first stage is identifying keyword to guide the research. So mostly the keywords are also found in your topic that you have selected. They are independent and dependent variable, and you have to insert these in the search engine, abstracting the information found in the reference, analyzing, organizing, and reporting the literature. Identify keyword is importance of experiment with several keyword and combination of them. So we can combine various keywords, and when we insert these keywords in search engine, we can find the relevant information. Using legal keywords for particular basis, ERIC SASA is very useful for finding the literature. Next, identify source. Characteristic of source. There are the primary and secondary, empirical and opinion. Importance of using secondary sources such as handbook, encyclopedia, and review early in the literature also helpful for getting the information for your literature review. Identify source, broaden and narrow keywords. That import, so you can use Boolean operator and narrow a search or broaden a search, not narrow a search, narrow and focus on by data, publication, specific author and title. For example, if you would like to get the narrow information, then you'll find the use of simulation and student achievement. If you want to get the broader such information, you will write use of simulation or uh, or other area. Not mean you will not need such kind of information, so that you can use the Boolean algebra in the search engine for finding relevant information. For identify sources, book, electronic database of university library is very useful. So you can find lot of information, and there are so many search journal or paper like ERIC index usually access more easily through the library at university, EBSCO, and other search engine tool. Educational index, psychological abstract, dissertation abstract, reader guide to predict, in which you find the literature review, and these are very helpful because in education index, psychological abstract, dissertation, you have your your keyword will match and you find relevant information. Identify sources. The web is also used for in this age of electronic. The most popular search engine are Google, Excited, Hotbot, and so many other. So you can also find sources in subject directory like Yahoo, Web Crawler, Lycos, meta search engine like Dogpile, Mama, Varosh. These all meta engine are helpful for getting the relevant information for your literature review. Identify sources, education site, ERIC, Ignita, New York, Education Week, National Center for Education Statistics, USA Department of Education, Developing Education Standard, Education Resources, Organizational Directory, and evaluating website like quality, honesty, bias, and authenticity. Thinking critically, www source critically analyze. So you can find the information on these resources. But I recommend you try to find the relevant information in peer review journal. Abstracting the reference, locate, reviewing, summarize, and classify reference. There are some steps for locate the abstract reference. First, read the article abstract, skim the entire article, record complete bibliography information, classify and code the article, summarize the article, identify thoughts about the article you have believe important, indicate direct code properly. So uh, This is the these are the 7 steps that are helpful for locating, reviewing, summarizing, and classifying reference for your literature review. Recommended strategy when abstracting begin with the most recent reference and move toward the most dated. So it's a, so first of all, you have to find the latest abstract because it provides the latest information. After this, record all bibliography information like the author, date of publication, title, journal name or book, title, website name, volume and issue, pages, library as usually. So there are different style of writing the bibliography like APA, which is called American Psychological Association, MLA, Chicago, and many other styles. Identify direct code and record pages number. But I don't recommend you to identify a lot of code because you have to paraphrase, summarize your information. Direct codes are not good. There is a specific reason when you code. Let's say you have taken the words from the holy book like Quran and Bible, you will write in the same words. Similarly, the words of the well-known personality like the Nelson Mandela, Jinnah, Nehru, and Abraham Lincoln. So in such state, you will use the code. Then identify the main ideas in literature, which is helpful. Analyzing, organizing, and reporting. Technical nature of reporting is documentation, formal language, adherence to present style. I have already this like APA, outline the review, group by topic, analyze for similarity and difference within the subtopic, discuss the least relevant study first, followed by the most relevant study. Summarize the review, discuss the implication related to research problem. So in case of outline, you have to decide whether you are conducting a chronological study, methodological study, and thematical study. In the chronological study, you have to first take the latest and then the other. Now, what's the difference between quantitative and qualitative review? Quantitative review are typically conducted in initial stage of the study, whereas qualitative review are ongoing throughout the entire study of reflecting the need to understand data as it is collected, analyzed, and interpreted. So that is the main difference between qualitative and quantitative. Next is meta-analysis, a statistical approach to summarize the result of many studies that have investigated the same problem. So you have to collect lot of the study that has been conducting on the same problem, and this is called the meta-analysis. It has two unique characteristics. The review is inclusive as possible. The result of a study are translated into statistics are called effect size. And now I'll tell you what is the effect size. Effect size essentially the difference between the mean for experimental and control group in the control group standard deviation unit. The average of all effect size for all the study summarize the overall effect of the study. Effect size indicate generally range from 0.002 slightly more than 1.00. So this is the effect size which is tells the difference between the mean for experimental and control group in control group standard deviation units. Interpreting effect size. There is no single standard by which effect size are interpreted. The author suggests the following criteria. If the effect size is less than 0.31, it is considered small. If the effect size is greater than 0.30 and less than 0.70, it is considered moderate. If the effect size is greater than 0.70, it is considered large. So for small, 0.03, for moderate, it's range from 0.03 to 0.7, and for the greater, 0.7. Two view of hypothesis. No, we will discuss or developing hypothesis. The two view of the hypothesis. Inductive, a generalization made from the number of observation. So in inductive, we will generalize from the number of observation. You will take some observation and then you generalize it. I would like to share one example in case of inductive. For example, if you say the hypothesis chapter is the part of all the research book and you find read 5 and 6 book and you found that every book has a one chapter about the hypothesis, then you can decide that all book of the education research must have one chapter of hypothesis. Next, typical, uh, typically of qualitative study, deductive, derived from theory and aim at providing evidence to support, expand, or conduct aspect of the theory. So, uh, uh, in the deductive, we take from the specific to general. Let's say, if we find the in one book, then we find hypothesis chapter in second book and third book. Then we so it's a from the specific to general. Typical, typical of quantitative. It is a typical for quantitative study. Next, what's the definition of hypothesis? A researcher tentative prediction of the result of the research. So it tell about the it's a tentative prediction formulated on the basis of knowledge of the underlying theory or implication from the literature review. Testing a hypothesis lead to support of the hypothesis or lay therefore. A good quantitative hypothesis is based on sound reasoning. So you have to provide the sound reasoning. Next, a good quantitative hypothesis provide a reasonable explanation for the predicted outcome. A good quantitative hypothesis clearly and concisely states the expected relation between variable and it is also a testable. These are for a good uh, good quantitative hypothesis. Type of quantitative hypothesis. Research hypothesis states the expected relation between two variables. One is non-directional. Example of this the statement that no relation or difference exists between the variable, then it's a non-direction hypothesis. Directional statement of the expected direction of the relation or difference between the variable. Null is statistical statement that no statistically significant relation or difference exists between variable. So non-directional means no relations, no difference, direction have a direction and difference null has and statement that no significant though it has no significant relation or difference exists. So that is the difference between non-directional, direction, and null hypothesis. This is an example of, let me say, non-direction. There is no relation between math attitude and math achievement. Direction. There is a strong positive relation between math attitude and math achievement. So null hypothesis H naught is equal to 0. Next, there is no difference in the achievement of students using technology or not using it. Students using technology will have higher level of achievement than students who are not using it. So its hypothesis is H1 minus 2 equal to 0. So that is the difference between example of non-direction and null hypothesis. Develop hypothesis. Hypothesis in qualitative study, given the nature of qualitative research, formal a priori hypotheses are not stated. Generate role of qualitative research, testing role of quantitative research. Developing hypothesis focusing on generating new hypotheses as result of study. It may be inductive hypothesis. Stating hypothesis. So for quantitative experiment study, P who get X do better on Y than P who do not get X. So P represents the participant, X represents the treatment, Y represents the outcome. Let me, if we take the population of New York science teacher and treatment is that they use the simulation in their classroom uh, and in one class and they do not use the simulation in other class. So that is the X represent the treatment, Y represent the outcome. Then we see the outcome, whether the class has a better result in which they use the simulation uh, or other class in which they do not use the simulation. Testing hypothesis, statistical analysis of data, importance of result regard of outcome, results support or fail to support hypothesis, but they never provide or provide. So these are the three main part of this lecture. I hope you will listen the lecture carefully